point about social media is spot on.
And the one thing I like, I'm just looking at your obviously YouTube now, is you've not got like an hour and a half videos. It like boils down to like a little segment like 20-minute videos and stuff like that, because it's like we know some people can't stand like watching like an hour and a half video, so you kind of like split it up in a way.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for those long form videos. And I'm an avid podcast listener. So every week in my feed, I've got 20 new podcasts to listen to. If each of them was an hour and a half long, I'd never get through them all. So I do try to keep it bite-sized. I often think about this. Even if you have a short commute to your next booking, let's say you get in your car and you've got just 20 minutes to get to the venue. I want you to be able to listen to it till we make it and take something valuable away that could make your next match better. And if I ramble on for an hour and a half, we're not going to get it done.
No, absolutely. So I ask a lot of people, listen, I'm curious to get your thoughts on it and stuff like that. So you've been obviously in the wrestling, like you said, 30 plus years. What's one of the biggest things wrestling's taught you as a whole?
Wow, biggest things wrestling has taught me as a whole. The world is so much bigger than you think it is. And I mean this, yes, just in terms of like the cultures and the geography, but the wrestling world. There is wrestling in every crazy corner of the world. You might think about, I'm going to take a holiday to the island of Cyprus. Well, guess what? On that tiny little island, there are two different wrestling companies putting on shows. You have a choice on Saturday night. Which one of these two are you going to see when you're on the island of Cyprus? You're taking a Mediterranean cruise that's going to stop off in Malta. Well, guess what? Pro Wrestling Malta is there. If you bring your sneakers along, you can train with them at Pro Wrestling Malta. It's shocking to me how far wrestling reaches all the way around the world. And I find it inspiring. There's something really beautiful about it. And yet, underneath it, it does feel like a tight-knit community. So understanding that duality, it is so much broader, so much bigger than you could ever imagine. And yet underneath it, there still are those things which unite us all. We all still love doing that weird thing in the ring where we get together and fake fight with our friends. That's our weird passion. And there are people all over the world who love it as much as you and I do.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing for me is like knowing what's under obviously like your AEW, WWE. There's so much more underbelly, and that's one of the fascinating things. And even now, obviously doing this for 3 years, I'm still learning. And I think you're probably still learning yourself, even like as long as you've been doing it.
Absolutely, right?